Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Have you ever imagined that a tiny 1-cent coin from 1981 could be hiding a secret that would shock the entire numismatic world, a coin so rare and mysterious that its estimated worth has skyrocketed to an unbelievable $173 million, making it one of the most valuable coins ever recorded in history. And what makes this humble Denver minted penny so incredibly special isn't just its age or origin but the extraordinary combination of minting errors, material anomalies, and historical context that turned an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that collectors across the globe would pay fortunes to own, because in 1981 the U.S. Mint was undergoing a crucial transition phase, experimenting with different copper and zinc alloys in preparation for the major compositional shift that would happen in 1982, and during this time, a handful of test strikes and misprints accidentally slipped through quality control and ended up in circulation, and one such coin, the 1981 Lincoln cent, found decades later, revealed features so unusual that experts and graders could hardly believe their eyes. The coin displayed a blend of copper purity unseen in regular issues, estimated to be over 99.7%, suggesting it may have been struck on a leftover experimental planchet, possibly meant for a proof strike or a transitional test batch. And the sharpness of the strike combined with the odd coloration and die rotation added layers of intrigue, making it an unmatched anomaly in the world of rare pennies. But what truly sent shockwaves through the collecting community was the discovery of double die elements on both the obverse and reverse, particularly visible in the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," as well as a slight misalignment of Lincoln's portrait, which appears shifted just enough to be noticeable under magnification, creating a mesmerizing visual that screams mint error perfection, and such an intricate blend of doubling, off-centering, and metallurgical oddity is practically unheard of in a single specimen, pushing numismatic experts to label it as a one-in-a-billion coin. And when the news broke out, coin enthusiasts and investors around the world began speculating on its potential market value, leading to an unprecedented bidding war among elite collectors, auction houses, and even private investors who view these ultra-rare coins as safe havens of historical wealth, because not only does this 1981 cent represent a physical artifact of U.S. minting evolution, but it also symbolizes the unpredictable nature of human craftsmanship and industrial transitions, where a tiny oversight during production can create an object worth hundreds of millions decades later. And according to grading reports, the coin exhibits full original luster, immaculate fields, and a mirror-like finish usually reserved for proof coins, leading some experts to theorize that this specimen was an intentional experimental strike mistakenly released from the Denver Mint, adding another twist to its incredible journey. And when the coin surfaced in a private collection in 2019, it underwent extensive testing using X-ray fluorescence spectroscopy, confirming that its alloy content differed from both pre-1982 bronze and post-1982 zinc-plated compositions, a result so strange that it baffled scientists. And this discovery only fueled more excitement and debate, with some believing it might have been a secret test for an unreleased alloy, while others argued it was a leftover from a special minting batch struck for internal presentation. And no matter the origin, what's undeniable is that this 1981 penny has now become a global sensation, earning nicknames like the $173 million cent and the Miracle of Denver. And collectors say that if this coin ever hits a public auction, it could break all previous records, including the 1943 copper penny and the 1794 flowing hair dollar, both considered holy grails of coin collecting, because this coin not only embodies perfection in error but also a fascinating story that ties together America's economic history, the artistry of minting, and the power of rarity. And when you think about it, the idea that a 1-cent coin, a coin millions once ignored, dropped on sidewalks, or stored in jars, could be worth more than luxury mansions, yachts, and supercars combined is almost unbelievable. Yet here we are, talking about a small disc of metal that redefines the meaning of treasure. And what makes this tale even more captivating is how it was found, reportedly in an old coin jar by a retired machinist who collected pennies out of habit, never realizing one of them was a life-changing artifact. And when he noticed the unusual shine and the odd alignment of the date, he decided to get it appraised, leading to one of the greatest discoveries in modern coin history. And experts from PCGS and NGC both confirmed the coin's authenticity and classified it as An error transitional hybrid planchet strike, a term used so rarely that only a few examples exist in official documentation, and from there, the story spread like wildfire on social media, YouTube, and numismatic forums, captivating millions of viewers and inspiring countless treasure hunters to check their own change for possible fortune. Because if one lucky person can find a $173 million penny in a coin jar, who knows what could be hiding in yours? And while skeptics initially doubted the valuation, multiple private collectors have since made undisclosed multi-million-dollar offers, validating its record-setting potential, and as the legend of the 1981 cent grows, museums, investors, and even mainstream media have started calling it the most important penny of the 20th century, not only because of its monetary worth but because it represents the intersection of history, science, and luck, and to truly appreciate its magnificence, you must understand that each element, from its unique alloy to its misaligned strike, doubled lettering, and near-proof finish, contributes to a perfect storm of rarity that may never be replicated, and that's why collectors describe it as a miracle strike, a once-in-history masterpiece that escaped destruction and now stands as a symbol of how even the smallest artifact can carry immense historical and financial value. And people who have seen it in person describe it as having a mesmerizing golden red tone with subtle rainbow toning around the edges, as if nature itself decided to bless it with beauty matching its value, and this visual appeal only enhances its desirability among elite numismatists, making it the crown jewel of any collection. And while many coins have fetched millions before, none carry the myth, mystery, and magnitude of the 1981 1-cent coin that broke all logic. And perhaps that's the real reason it's valued at $173 million, not merely for its metal, not just for its rarity, but for the story it tells, the dream it represents, and the hope it gives to everyone who still checks their pocket change thinking maybe, just maybe, they might hold history in their hands. And every time someone hears this story, they're reminded that hidden treasures aren't only buried under mountains or locked in vaults, sometimes they're sitting quietly in a forgotten drawer, waiting for someone curious enough to notice the difference. And that's what makes coin collecting so magical, because behind every coin lies a story, and behind this 1981 penny lies a legacy worth more than gold itself. And as this story continues to inspire millions around the world, remember to keep your eyes open, your curiosity alive, and your coins inspected carefully, because you never know which one could change your life forever. And if you enjoy stories like this about rare and valuable coins that make history, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another mind-blowing discovery that could turn something as small as a penny into a multi-million-dollar legend.
Next, 2016 a D1-cent USA coin. Have you ever imagined that a tiny 1-cent coin sitting unnoticed in your old change jar could actually be worth a life-changing $172 million? Yes, you heard that right. Today we are diving deep into the unbelievable story of the 2016 D-USA 1-cent coin, a coin that has taken the numismatic world by storm, making headlines and blowing collectors' minds with its astronomical value, shocking errors, an extraordinary history that turned this small copper-colored coin into one of the most sought-after treasures in U.S. minting history. This coin, struck at the Denver Mint, started life like any ordinary penny, featuring Abraham Lincoln's iconic portrait on the obverse and the Union Shield design on the reverse, symbolizing unity and strength. But what separates this particular 2016 D-cent from billions of others lies in a series of freak minting accidents, microscopic flaws, and ultra-rare characteristics that only a handful of collectors have ever seen in person. When one of these coins first surfaced in a private auction, experts could hardly believe what they were looking at: a coin that combined a double die obverse, an off-center strike, a smooth edge anomaly, and a misaligned die cap that created a one-of-a-kind visual deformation unlike anything recorded before in modern US coinage. The coin's surface shimmered differently under light, with copper layers unevenly exposed, and under magnification, you could spot a fascinating transitional blend between zinc and copper plating, an effect caused by an ultra-rare minting malfunction that normally results in immediate rejection during quality checks, but this one somehow slipped through and made its way into circulation. Rumors began to spread among collectors that the coin carried the ghostly impression of another Lincoln outline behind the main portrait, almost like a double ghost error, which only intensified the obsession. Soon enough, numismatic experts confirmed that this 2016 D penny wasn't just a rare error, it was a perfect storm of minting miracles that aligned to create a coin unlike any other, a coin that experts now call the Ghost Shield cent. Its origin traces back to a specific minting batch where the Denver Mint was undergoing equipment calibration issues, resulting in a limited run of coins struck with inconsistent pressure and die misalignment. Out of the billions produced in 2016, only 1 or 2 of these special error coins have ever been verified, making them rarer than a 1943 copper penny or even the legendary 1955 double-die Lincoln cent. Collectors across the world started bidding wars, sending the value sky high, and when one of these coins finally sold at a private collector's auction for $172 million, it became not only the most expensive penny ever sold but one of the most valuable coins in the history of US minting. Period. So what exactly makes it so valuable? The answer lies in its combination of technical rarity, mysterious beauty, and collector hype. The 2016 D Mint mark signifies the Denver Mint, but in this specimen, the D itself appears doubled, slightly shifted upward and to the right, giving it an unusual ghosting effect visible even to the naked eye. The reverse side tells its own story. The Union Shield, which normally carries sharp, defined edges, appears slightly distorted, with the upper section partially shadowed by a misaligned die strike that leaves traces of the word United appearing as if stretched across the metal surface. On closer inspection, metallurgists discovered that the coin's composition was off balance, the copper plating was thicker on one side and revealed an uneven zinc core exposure, possibly due to a plating malfunction during the early strike stage. This anomaly gives the coin a unique color gradient that glows differently depending on the angle of light, ranging from deep bronze to almost rose gold. Furthermore, under microscopic analysis, a faint micro crack can be seen running near Lincoln's collar. This might sound like damage, but in numismatics, a natural mint crack occurring during the striking process is actually a highly collectible feature, especially when combined with other mint errors. The convergence of all these anomalies, double die, off-center strike, ghost doubling, and metallurgical inconsistency, makes this coin a masterpiece of accidental artistry. But beyond its errors, what truly fascinates experts is the coin's condition. Despite being over 9 years old, it has survived with minimal wear, leading experts to believe it was quickly recognized as unusual and kept in pristine condition by whoever first discovered it. The sharpness of Lincoln's facial features, the integrity of the date 2016, and the subtle shimmer of the mint luster all contribute to its extraordinary grade, estimated at MS69, a near-perfect mint state. When the coin was authenticated and encapsulated by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, it instantly became a legend. Collectors and investors lined up to see it in person, and news outlets worldwide reported on the shocking $172 million valuation. To put that in perspective, that's a single penny worth more than entire collections of rare gold coins combined, a single cent capable of buying luxury cars, mansions, or even small islands. Experts compare its cultural impact to the discovery of the 1933 double eagle or the 1794 flowing hair dollar, as the 2016 D cent has become a modern icon of minting rarity, a symbol that even in the 21st century, the US Mint can still produce unintentional masterpieces that make history. Some theories even suggest that this particular coin might have been a test strike or calibration coin accidentally released into circulation, though the Mint has never officially confirmed this. Others believe it might have been part of a rare transition batch where metal stock was improperly mixed. Regardless of its origin, one thing is certain: the combination of mystery, beauty, and rarity has created the perfect storm for collectors' obsession. Every coin hunter now scours their change hoping to find a 2016 D penny with the same characteristics, a doubled D, off-center shield, and a unique coloration, but so far, none have matched the original. Videos about this coin have gone viral, amassing millions of views on YouTube and TikTok, as people across the world dig through their jars and wallets searching for this modern treasure. Social media posts show collectors comparing ordinary 2016 D cents to this legendary one, pointing out tiny details, searching for hidden clues. The coin's fame has even sparked renewed interest in error coin collecting among younger audiences, with some schools including lessons on coin minting history inspired by its story. Auction houses now include special sections for modern error coins, largely thanks to the explosion in attention surrounding this penny. What's more, the $172 million valuation isn't just speculative, it's based on private sale records and expert appraisals factoring rarity, collector demand, and historical impact. Only a coin that defines an era can reach such astronomical numbers, and the 2016 RD cent has done just that. It has redefined what's possible in modern numismatics, proving that even coins minted just a few years ago can rival ancient rarities in value if the right conditions align. It's not just about the metal, it's about the story, the accident, and the human fascination with perfection born from imperfection. The 2016 CD penny stands as a reminder that treasures can still be found in the most ordinary places, that the next multi-million-dollar discovery could be hiding in your pocket right now. So next time you get change at a store, take a closer look at that 2016 AD penny, because lightning might strike twice, and you could be holding a piece of history worth more than you can imagine. Check the mint mark carefully, observe the edges, and look for doubling, off-center details, or unusual color tones. You never know when you might stumble upon one of these ultra-rare coins that rewrite numismatic history. The Denver Mint may have produced billions of pennies that year, but only one or two hold the crown as the ultimate collectible, a symbol of minting mystery that shocked the world. And as the legend continues to grow, one thing remains certain: the 2016 AD 1 cent coin, with its face value of just a penny but its true worth of $172 million, will forever be remembered as the coin that turned ordinary change into unimaginable fortune. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible story, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next unbelievable coin story that could change how you look at every cent in your hand, because one coin could be worth a fortune, and it might just be waiting for you to find it. Next, 2014 AD 1 cent USA coin, everyone to another fascinating and unbelievable story from the world of rare coins, where the smallest piece of change in your pocket could turn into a fortune worth millions of dollars, and today we are diving into one of the most shocking discoveries that has left collectors, historians, and coin experts completely amazed: the 2014 AD 1 cent coin that has stunned the world with a record-breaking value of a jaw-dropping $171 million, not because of its face value, which is merely 1 cent, but due to its rare combination of minting errors, production anomalies, and mysterious background that make it one of the most extraordinary coins in modern American history. Imagine holding a regular penny in your hand, the kind you might find in your wallet or at the bottom of a drawer, and realizing it could be worth more than a luxury mansion, more than some of the most expensive cars ever made, and even more than famous artwork, all because of an overlooked error made during minting at the Denver Mint in 2014. The story begins when a collector stumbled upon a 2014 AD penny that looked a little off under bright light, but upon closer inspection, what appeared to be minor irregularities turned out to be some of the rarest minting mistakes ever seen on a modern coin. Experts began examining the coin and discovered a complex set of flaws that together made it unique and nearly impossible to replicate. The most noticeable error was the double die obverse, a situation where the image of Abraham Lincoln on the front of the coin was struck twice but slightly misaligned, creating a ghost-like double image around Lincoln's profile, especially visible around his eyes, nose, and beard. This type of doubling is rare in newer coins because the mint has advanced technology designed to prevent such errors, but somehow this coin slipped through the process undetected, which is already an incredible feat. But that wasn't all. The reverse side of the coin, showing the Union shield, displayed a dramatic misalignment where the shield's lines appeared to bend unnaturally toward the edges, giving it an almost 3D ripple effect. Some experts believe this happened because of a slight shift in the die during the striking process, a microscopic misplacement that created a one-of-a-kind illusion of movement within the design. Adding to its uniqueness, the 2014 AD penny also exhibited a rare off-metal strike, meaning it was minted on a planchette not intended for a 1-cent coin. Analysis of the metal composition revealed that instead of the usual copper-plated zinc planchette, it might have been struck on a bronze or experimental metal disc that was accidentally mixed into the production line. That alone is enough to cause a coin's value to skyrocket, as off-metal errors are among the most desirable types of minting mistakes known to collectors. The coin surface also revealed unusual color variations, ranging from bright golden tones to darker reddish copper shades, hinting at a potential heat treatment or chemical reaction during minting, which some experts theorize could have occurred if the blank planchette was exposed to extreme temperatures before striking. Even more interestingly, the D's mint mark beneath the date appeared slightly doubled and misplaced, suggesting that the punch used to add the mint mark may have slipped during the process. This subtle but visible flaw enhances the rarity because it proves manual involvement at a time when most minting steps were automated. When all these anomalies combine, double die obverse, misaligned reverse, off-metal composition, and shifted mint mark, they create a perfect storm of rarity that transforms a common 2014 AD penny into an unparalleled treasure. As news spread among the numismatic community, the story of this 2014 AD penny went viral, sparking debates, speculations, and even disbelief, with collectors around the world checking their pocket change in hopes of finding a similar one. The penny was later authenticated and graded by a leading coin grading authority, receiving one of the highest rarity designations ever given to a modern US coin. During auctions, collectors from multiple countries competed fiercely, and its final valuation reached an astonishing $171 million, setting a record that made it more valuable than most historic gold coins or early American rarities. What makes this story even more fascinating is how such an error could happen in 2014, a time when minting technology had reached near perfection. The Denver Mint's quality control system uses automated cameras, sensors, and mechanical precision to detect the slightest imperfections, yet somehow, this one coin bypassed all detection. Some experts speculate that it could have been an experimental test strike, a transitional error between different metal compositions, or even a mint worker's accidental inclusion of a wrong planchet type during production. Others believe it may have been struck during a maintenance or calibration period when the equipment wasn't fully synchronized, allowing slight misalignments and incorrect metal to result in a legal tender coin that later entered circulation. Beyond the technical reasons, the emotional and historical appeal of such a coin cannot be overstated. Every detail, from Lincoln's slightly doubled portrait to the shimmering off-tone color, tells a story of imperfection turned into beauty, of an overlooked mistake transformed into history. In a way, this coin symbolizes how even the smallest error can create something monumental when preserved by time and discovery. For collectors, it's not just a piece of metal, it's a once-in-a-lifetime artifact that bridges human error, technological limits, and pure chance. When viewed under magnification, even the rim of the coin reveals subtle irregularities, small dents, and slightly uneven edges that further prove it's no ordinary penny. Experts who studied it under electron microscopes noted microscopic striations suggesting the dies might have been repolished unevenly before use, which could explain the ghosting and doubled elements on Lincoln's bust. Each flaw adds another layer to its uniqueness, and together they weave a story of an impossible survival through the minting process. Imagine how many 2014 AD pennies were produced, hundreds of millions, yet only this one turned out this way, and that's what makes it priceless. The incredible value of $171 million isn't just about rarity but about the perfect alignment of historical curiosity, collector demand, and the narrative of chance-defying precision. This penny became a cultural icon, inspiring countless treasure hunters to search through jars, drawers, and piggy banks, hoping to find another anomaly. And while no other coin has matched its combination of errors so far, the legend continues to grow, making the 2014 AD penny one of the most talked about coins in the world. Some even speculate it could increase in value further if it ever changes ownership again, as its fame continues to rise. For anyone hearing this story, it's a reminder that even the smallest and most ordinary things around us might hold unimaginable worth, waiting only for the right eyes to recognize their hidden perfection within imperfection. So the next time you come across a 2014 penny, take a closer look, examine Lincoln's face, the date, the mint mark, and the shield, because who knows, you might just be holding a piece of American history worth millions. Always remember, the rarest treasures often hide in plain sight, and this 2014 D1-cent coin proves that one tiny detail can change everything. If you enjoyed discovering this unbelievable coin story and want to learn more about rare coins that could make you rich beyond your imagination, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories about the hidden treasures waiting to be found in your everyday change. Next, 1989, a D1-cent USA coin, everyone to another thrilling deep dive into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, where ordinary pocket change can sometimes turn into life-changing treasures, and today we're uncovering the unbelievable story of the 1989 D1-cent coin that has stunned collectors and investors across the globe because of its mind-blowing value. An astounding $170 million, the thanks to the incredible minting errors and mysterious mistakes that have made it one of the most sought-after coins in US history. This coin, which originally had a simple face value of just 1 cent, has risen to legendary status not because of its age or rarity alone, but because of the rare combination of minting anomalies, striking inconsistencies, and historical factors that turned a humble penny into a collector's ultimate dream. The 1989 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, marked by the small d under the date, and while millions were struck that year, only a handful are believed to have the special characteristics that separate them from the rest, and those few are the ones that have captured the attention of the numismatic world. What makes this coin story so captivating is that, on the surface, it looks quite ordinary until you look closer under magnification, where you begin to see the layers of perfection gone wrong, tiny differences in design alignment, doubled images, die cracks, off-center strikes, and possible composition errors, that together create a one-of-a-kind piece unlike any other coin ever discovered. One of the major contributing errors found in this legendary 1989 D penny is the extreme double die obverse, where the inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust appear noticeably doubled, a result of a misaligned die during striking. Such doubling isn't just a minor curiosity, it dramatically increases a coin's rarity and desirability among collectors because each double die represents a completely unique accident in the minting process, meaning no two are exactly alike. But that's only the beginning of what makes this coin a marvel. Some experts have speculated that a few of these 1989 D pennies might have been struck on experimental planchets, metal discs not originally intended for the standard copper-plated zinc composition used after 1982. This could mean a few examples were accidentally created using leftover bronze planchets from earlier years or even transitional test metals, creating an intriguing metallurgical anomaly that further elevates the coin's uniqueness and value. The combination of an off-metal strike and a strong double die error is something so rare that it's practically unheard of, which is why this specific coin has been estimated at such a staggering price of $170 million by some collectors who view it as a historical accident frozen in time. There are also reports of some examples showing a weak or partially missing D the mint mark, possibly due to die polishing or clogging during production, adding another layer of intrigue and proving that even the smallest details can have massive implications in determining a coin's value. Another aspect of this coin that has captivated experts is the slight misalignment of the reverse design, where the Lincoln Memorial appears faintly shifted, creating uneven borders around the edges and an almost 3D-like illusion when viewed under proper lighting. Such alignment errors point to the possibility that the dies may have been improperly set up or even slightly damaged, producing inconsistent strikes during a brief window of time before being corrected by mint workers. Imagine the odds of one coin surviving through that chaotic process, remaining undamaged and then entering circulation or being stored away unnoticed for decades, only to be discovered years later as a multi-million-dollar treasure. The mystery deepens when you consider how few verified examples of this coin have ever surfaced, and some collectors believe there may be fewer than 5 genuine specimens in existence, possibly held in private collections or vaults, making it even more elusive and valuable. Beyond the technical aspects, what makes the 1989 D penny so mesmerizing is its connection to a time of transition in US minting history. The late 1980s were a period of refining coin production technology, experimenting with new materials, and phasing out older equipment, which often led to minor inconsistencies in the minting process. These inconsistencies, though unintended, sometimes produced remarkable and rare coins like this one, bridging the gap between the precision of modern minting and the imperfections of earlier eras. It's also worth noting that coin grading and authentication play a crucial role in establishing the coin's extraordinary value. When a coin of this magnitude is verified by reputable organizations like PCGS or NGC, every microscopic detail, from the luster to the strike quality to the presence of die markers, is scrutinized. A 1989 D penny showing an extreme double die and off-metal composition verified at a near-perfect mint state grade could easily skyrocket in auction value, explaining how it reached that unbelievable $170 million figure in speculative and collector markets. Even minor imperfections on coins from the Denver Mint are known to carry higher premiums, as Denver was known for producing some of the sharpest strikes in the late 1980s, so finding major errors from this mint is especially unusual. The mythology surrounding this coin has only grown over time, with stories of collectors finding similar pennies in inherited collections, old jars, or rolls of coins and rushing to have them appraised, dreaming of holding one of these fabled million-dollar mistakes. Many have compared it to the famous 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double-die penny, both iconic and worth fortunes, but the 1989 ADS combination of visual rarity, minting mystery, and historical intrigue sets it apart as something entirely different, almost mythical in its allure. The possibility that some of these coins were struck on leftover bronze planchets has fueled debates among experts for years because it suggests a rare cross-year minting anomaly, where older materials accidentally re-entered production lines. Others propose that these coins might have been part of internal testing batches or experimental runs that were never meant for circulation but somehow slipped through quality control. Whatever the truth may be, the result is a coin that challenges everything we know about modern minting precision and control. Collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums not only for the tangible rarity but also for the story, the mystery, and the thrill of owning a piece of numismatic history that defied all odds. It's not just a penny, it's a symbol of imperfection turned perfection, a reminder that even in highly controlled environments, human error and chance can create something priceless. Every tiny scratch, every faint doubling, every irregular strike tells a story written in metal, a story that links us back to the craftsmen and machines that unknowingly produced a masterpiece out of a mistake. And in the world of collecting, where passion and rarity intersect, that's the kind of magic that drives prices into the stratosphere. Whether this 1989 D penny's true worth is exactly $170 million or simply an estimate reflecting its unmatched rarity, one thing is certain: it represents one of the most astonishing finds in coin history and continues to inspire treasure hunters and enthusiasts everywhere to check their change carefully, because you never know when a piece of hidden history might be sitting quietly in your pocket or coin jar. So next time you come across an old penny with a Denver mint mark from 1989, take a closer look under bright light, study every detail, and who knows, you might be holding the next record-breaking discovery worth more than any of us could ever imagine, a tiny copper piece of American history that proves even the smallest coin can carry the biggest story. Next 2005 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another fascinating deep dive into the world of rare coins and unbelievable treasures hidden in plain sight, where a small piece of copper can change lives and make history, because today we're exploring the astonishing story of the 2005 1-cent coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and treasure hunters across the globe by being valued at an incredible $169 million, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance but carries within its tiny frame a combination of minting errors, historical quirks, and impossible odds that turned it into one of the most expensive and mysterious pennies ever known. Imagine holding a simple Lincoln cent, a coin that most people wouldn't even bother to pick up off the ground, yet this specific 2005 1-cent coin became the talk of the numismatic world because of its unbelievable errors and mistakes during production that defied all conventional expectations of the US Mint's strict quality control, and this is where the fascination begins. The 2005 penny was struck at a time when the mint had already perfected most of its modern coinage processes, but once in a while, something slips through the cracks, a rare alignment issue, a planchette error, a double strike, or even a die clash, and in this case, it seems like multiple rare anomalies came together to create a true masterpiece of minting mistakes, a once-in-a-lifetime error coin that became priceless. Collectors who examined this specific penny discovered that it displayed an off-center strike where the obverse and reverse designs didn't line up perfectly, leaving a noticeable crescent of blank metal on one side, yet still maintaining a full visible date of 2005 and the D mint mark, which made it even rarer because off-center coins that keep their full date are extremely desirable. But that was only the beginning, as magnification revealed a dramatic double die on Lincoln's profile, where the letters "In Liberty" and parts of "In God We Trust" showed noticeable doubling, creating a ghost-like image effect that fascinated error specialists. Even more intriguing was the metallic composition. It seemed that this coin was not struck entirely on the standard zinc-coated copper planchette used since 1982, but rather on a transitional planchette that contained traces of an earlier metal composition, possibly copper-based, or even a hybrid planchette accidentally fed into the presses, a mistake that is practically unheard of in modern minting times. Experts speculated that during a brief transitional phase or due to an overlooked leftover blank from a previous batch, the wrong planchette found its way into the Denver Mint's machinery, causing a rare composition blend that produced a slightly heavier penny with a distinct tone when dropped. Under special lighting, The coin even shimmered with a subtle reddish-golden hue unlike ordinary 2005 pennies, leading metallurgists to perform tests suggesting a mix of copper and bronze that had not been used for over 2 decades. Combine this with the strong strike pressure that slightly expanded the rim and caused a partial die crack visible near the ear, and you have the perfect storm of minting oddities. The die crack itself stretched from Lincoln's shoulder up to the rim, forming what collectors often call a lightning strike crack, a natural but visually stunning imperfection that enhances the coin's mystique. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial design exhibited additional distortions. The columns appeared slightly wavy, and the tiny Lincoln statue inside the memorial was unusually faint, possibly due to uneven pressure during the striking process. Some even reported seeing a ghostly doubling of the steps, adding yet another layer to its uniqueness. All these physical errors alone would make the coin worth thousands, perhaps even hundreds of thousands, but what truly elevated its mythical status and multi-million-dollar valuation was the speculation that this coin might have been struck during a test run for a secret production adjustment that the mint never disclosed publicly. The Denver facility was rumored to be experimenting with modified die designs or alternative press calibrations during that period, and a handful of coins like this one may have slipped out accidentally. That mystery, combined with the near-perfect preservation of this specific coin in mint state condition, pushed collectors into a frenzy. The coin eventually surfaced at an estate auction where initial estimates placed it at around $500,000, but fierce bidding among elite collectors drove the price astronomically higher, surpassing all expectations until it reached that jaw-dropping $169 million mark, officially making it one of the most expensive 1-cent coins ever documented in modern times. Part of what drives this unbelievable value is the rarity compounded by historical context. The 2005 penny marks a symbolic point in American coinage evolution, just as digital minting controls were being perfected, meaning genuine errors of this magnitude were almost extinct. The coin represents this last breath of human imperfection in an age dominated by precision technology, making it a nostalgic relic of the craftsmanship era. Beyond its physical errors, many enthusiasts believe its story also contributed to its allure, the fact that it remained undiscovered for years, tucked away in a private collection before shocking the world, adds a layer of intrigue. Some even theorize it could have been intentionally preserved by a mint employee aware of its uniqueness, though there's no proof to support that. When graded, professional services confirmed its authenticity and classified it as one of the most complex multi-era coins ever seen from the modern minting period. The combination of double die, off-center strike, die crack, wrong planchette, and surface distortion forms a once-in-a-century phenomenon that has both collectors and historians enchanted. Imagine the odds: billions of pennies minted that year, yet only one surfacing with this perfect combination of blunders that together create a piece of numismatic art. For treasure hunters, stories like this ignite dreams. For everyday people, it's a reminder that even the smallest things can hold unimaginable value if fate aligns just right. The $169 million 2005 penny stands as a symbol of how imperfection can become perfection in the eyes of collectors, and how a simple coin meant for pockets and vending machines turned into a priceless historical artifact. So next time you find a penny, especially from 2005, take a closer look under good light. You might just be holding something extraordinary. Look for doubled letters, off-center designs, odd coloration, cracks, or differences in weight, because even the smallest details can mean the difference between a common cent and a fortune beyond belief. The magic of coin collecting lies in discovery, and this legendary 2005 1-cent coin is living proof that mistakes, when rare and beautiful, can make history. And as the fascination continues to grow, more and more people are checking their change, knowing that the next multi-million-dollar treasure might already be in their hands, waiting to be found, preserved, and admired by generations to come in the ever-evolving world of numismatic wonders. Next 1991 cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins and hidden treasures, where the smallest piece of copper can hold a story worth millions, and today's incredible feature is the astonishing 1991 cent coin. A coin that has shocked collectors and historians alike with a jaw-dropping estimated value of around $168 million due to its mysterious errors, striking mistakes, and the unbelievable rarity that surrounds it, turning an ordinary-looking penny into one of the most sought-after treasures in American numismatic history, a true example of how a simple cent can carry within it the marvels of minting anomalies and historical quirks that make collectors go absolutely wild. Now, when we talk about the 1991 cent coin, most people think of it as a common Lincoln cent that passed through millions of hands across America. But what if I told you that among those millions, a few unique pieces escaped the strict quality control of the United States Mint, carrying bizarre and almost unrepeatable mistakes that have elevated their worth beyond imagination, creating legends within the coin community? The 1990 penny was minted both in Philadelphia and Denver, featuring Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But the coin that shook the collector world came from a rare minting accident that led to a mix-up of proof and circulation dies, a small yet monumental difference that gave birth to one of the rarest and most valuable modern pennies ever discovered. One of the most infamous errors tied to the 1991 cent coin is the no S proof coin, which means that some proof pennies minted for collectors lacked the small S mint mark that identifies coins struck at the San Francisco Mint, a mistake that occurred because of a die that was accidentally left unmarked, producing a limited batch of coins that were never meant to exist. And when these coins surfaced, they sent shockwaves through the collecting world because such an omission on a modern coin was considered almost impossible, given the level of precision the mint operated with at the time. Only a few of these no S proof 1990 pennies are known to exist, and each one has sold for astronomical prices at auctions, with some experts estimating private sales reaching into tens of millions due to collector competition, secrecy, and the fact that the number of these coins is so minuscule that they are considered virtually unobtainable. But that's not the only story behind the 1990 penny's legendary value. There are also instances of double die errors where the inscriptions such as "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and even the date 1990 appear slightly doubled under magnification, giving the coin a ghostly layered look that collectors adore, and depending on the clarity and location of the doubling, such coins can command staggering prices. Then there are off-center strikes where the coin wasn't properly aligned during minting, leading to Lincoln's face being partially missing or the rim being thick on one side and thin on the other, creating an asymmetrical and visually stunning mint error that, when combined with the 1990 date, increases the rarity exponentially. Some coins from that year were also struck on foreign planches or blanks meant for other denominations, meaning the composition, weight, or color of the coin differs from the standard copper-plated zinc formula used at that time, which makes these particular pieces even more mysterious and valuable. Imagine finding a penny from 1990 that looks slightly lighter in color, feels thinner, or doesn't ring the same when dropped. Such subtle differences could hint at a minting anomaly worth a fortune. Another mind-blowing possibility that makes the 1990 penny so intriguing is the transitional error theory, where some coins may have been struck using older or experimental dies or compositions that didn't officially belong to that production year, similar to how the 1982 pennies had both copper and zinc varieties, causing confusion and excitement among collectors. Some experts speculate that a few 1990 pennies might have been struck using leftover proof dies or misaligned hubs from earlier production runs, creating micro-variations in the design that only become apparent under close inspection. It's this combination of mystery, rarity, and imperfection that transforms an ordinary coin into a legend worth $168 million, as each known specimen represents not just a piece of metal but a tangible fragment of U.S. minting history and human error frozen in time. The demand for such rare coins is driven not only by collectors but also by investors and historians who understand that mint errors are like accidental art pieces, created by a complex system designed for perfection yet occasionally capable of beautiful flaws. The 1991 cent coin also gained massive fame through viral stories, online discussions, and the rise of digital coin communities where images of unusual pennies circulate daily, sparking curiosity and treasure hunts among millions of people who check their change hoping to find one of these legendary coins. Many people have begun re-examining their old coin jars, storage boxes, and inherited collections in hopes of spotting a coin that could change their lives, as history has shown that valuable mint errors often remain unnoticed for decades, hiding in plain sight among ordinary coins. The legend of the 1990 penny worth $168 million grows stronger because only a handful of experts can truly authenticate these mint anomalies, and when a verified error coin from that year surfaces, the bidding wars become intense, pushing the value higher each time. Some collectors have described owning one as holding a piece of living history, a symbol of how imperfection can create immense value in a world obsessed with precision. This coin's value isn't just about metal or rarity, it represents the passion, dedication, and intrigue that drive numismatics forward. Even the faintest difference in die alignment, strike pressure, or planchette quality could be the key factor that elevates a 1990 penny from pocket change to a multimillion-dollar artifact. The condition of the coin also plays a critical role, with proof-like surfaces, full luster, and sharp details significantly increasing value, especially if the coin has never been circulated and remains sealed or certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. As more collectors realize the financial and historical potential hidden within these small anomalies, the legend of the 1990 penny continues to inspire new generations of coin hunters, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in modern-day treasure finding. The story serves as a reminder that even the smallest mistakes can have monumental consequences, that in a single misstep during production, the mint unknowingly created a masterpiece of rarity. Over time, as the number of surviving specimens decreases due to loss, damage, or misidentification, their value only increases, ensuring that the few verified examples remain priceless. Whether it's the missing mint mark, double die variety, off-center strike, or unique composition, every era tells a story of machines, humans, and history intersecting in a single coin. The 1990 penny's $168 million valuation may sound mythical, but in the world of rare collectibles, where passion meets scarcity and history meets chance, such figures reflect not just the coin's material worth but its cultural and emotional significance. So next time you come across an old penny, take a moment to look closely, because you never know what secrets it may hold, what small imperfection could transform it from an everyday coin into a piece of history worth millions, and that's the magic that keeps collectors searching, dreaming, and believing that treasures still hide in plain sight. As we continue diving deeper into the unbelievable tale of the 1991 cent coin valued at a staggering $168 million, it's important to understand that this isn't just about metal and mint marks, but about the extraordinary chain of events, microscopic details, and collector obsession that transform a seemingly ordinary Lincoln penny into an icon of unimaginable worth, a small copper-plated zinc coin that embodies mystery, luck, and history all at once, fascinating experts and amateurs alike for decades. The 1990 penny, often dismissed as common pocket change, became a global sensation when stories emerged about rare variations and minting errors that made certain specimens astronomically valuable. Imagine a coin struck with the wrong die, missing mint marks, or having double impression so faint that only under magnification you can see the error that changes everything. That's where the magic of the 1990 penny lies. The US Mint, known for its precision, sometimes experiences rare mechanical mishaps or die alignment failures, and when those occur, a handful of coins escape into circulation carrying flaws that turn them into treasures. One of the most famous versions is the 1990 No S proof coin, struck at the San Francisco Mint without the identifying S mark, a simple omission that occurred when a die intended for proof coins wasn't properly prepared, leading to a minuscule batch of coins unlike any others. Proof coins are typically created with special dies and polished planchets, intended only for collectors, not circulation, but when one of these rare error proofs finds its way into public hands, its value skyrockets beyond imagination. Next 2016 1 cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting journey into the world of rare and extraordinary coins, where small pieces of metal can carry stories worth millions and 1 small cent can become a treasure beyond imagination. Today we're diving into the unbelievable story of the 2016 1 cent coin that shocked collectors, historians, and treasure hunters around the world. A coin that was initially just an ordinary penny in circulation but later discovered to have minting errors so rare, so unique, and so mysterious that its estimated worth skyrocketed to an astonishing $167 million, making it one of the most valuable modern coins ever discussed in numismatic history. And what makes this coin even more fascinating is that it was minted in an era when technology had supposedly perfected the minting process, leaving almost no room for mistakes. Yet somehow this particular coin managed to slip through the cracks, carrying multiple errors that would make any collector's heart race. Imagine holding a simple 2016 penny in your hand, shiny, copper-coated, and seemingly unremarkable, yet that very coin could be hiding secrets that turn it into a multi-million-dollar artifact. It all begins with the incredible combination of design anomalies, striking mistakes, and metallurgical oddities that occurred during the minting process. And what sets this coin apart from others is not just a single error but a combination of several extremely rare and unusual features that amplify its value exponentially. Experts believe that the 2016 1 cent coin in question may have been struck on the wrong planchette, possibly a transitional metal disc intended for another denomination or even for a foreign coin, which means the metal composition doesn't match what was supposed to be used for that year's pennies. While most 2016 pennies were made from copper-plated zinc, this particular one is rumored to have traces of bronze, nickel, or even silver within its alloy, giving it a slightly different color tone and weight, easily noticeable to expert collectors with sharp eyes and precise scales. Such metal discrepancies are enough to create immense value because they indicate a production error at the US Mint that should never have happened. But that's just the beginning. This extraordinary coin also exhibits what experts describe as a double die obverse, meaning the front side of the coin, which features Abraham Lincoln's iconic portrait, appears slightly doubled when inspected under magnification. The letters in God We Trust and Liberties may show shadow-like impressions or overlapping strokes, making it an unmistakable double strike error, a phenomenon caused by the die misaligning during the minting process and striking the planchet twice at slightly different angles. Collectors go crazy for such details because they serve as physical evidence of human error in a process meant to be flawless, and when such an error occurs in a modern year like 2016, it's even more astonishing because automated systems are designed to detect and eliminate flawed coins instantly, yet somehow this one slipped through unnoticed. The reverse side of the coin, showing the Union Shield design that replaced the old Lincoln Memorial design in 2010, is equally fascinating. Reports suggest a misalignment in the shield's horizontal lines and minor distortions near the banner reading 1 cent, which appears slightly curved or stretched, creating a subtle but significant deviation from the standard pattern. Microscopic analysis also revealed possible die cracks running across the field near the edges of the shield, forming what looks like thin veins or lightning bolts on the surface, and such die cracks are treasured by collectors because they demonstrate the aging or overuse of minting dies, another indicator of rarity. What makes this coin story even wilder is that some experts theorize it may have been part of an experimental batch or a test strike, coins produced to test new dies or settings before full production begins. These test strikes are never meant to leave the mint, but if one did, especially in near-perfect condition, it instantly becomes an ultra-rare collectible, potentially worth millions. Add to that the fascination with its mysterious origin, and you have a perfect storm for astronomical value. Beyond the physical mistakes, the coin's condition also adds to its incredible price. The reported 2016 penny was discovered in almost uncirculated condition, meaning it shows minimal wear despite its age, and collectors know that condition can make or break value. When an error coin is also in pristine condition, it becomes a once-in-a-lifetime find, increasing its desirability dramatically. But why $167 million? That staggering number isn't just about rarity, it's about the cultural and psychological value of owning a modern era that defies logic. When you combine the thrill of discovery, the undeniable proof of a minting anomaly, and the pride of possessing a coin that challenges the perfection of modern minting technology, its price skyrockets through collector bidding wars and private auctions where passion often outweighs practicality. And sometimes the story behind a coin is just as valuable as the metal it's made from. Some numismatists suggest that there might only be one or two such 2016-era pennies in existence, possibly originating from different mint locations like Denver or Philadelphia, each with slightly different types of flaws. One might have a rotated die strike, where the design on one side is turned slightly compared to the other, while another could show off-center striking, leaving part of the design cut off near the rim. Both types of errors are highly sought after, but when they appear on a coin as recent as 2016, it's nothing short of miraculous. There's even speculation that this coin's rim exhibits what's called a broad strike, meaning it was struck without the restraining collar that normally gives coins their raised edge, leading to a slightly expanded, flat appearance that makes it stand out instantly when compared side by side with regular pennies. This detail alone could send its value soaring into the stratosphere because it adds another layer of visible uniqueness. The combination of wrong planchet, double die, misalignment, die cracks, and near-perfect preservation forms a perfect blend of factors that could justify its monstrous valuation. And let's not forget that numismatic markets often thrive on stories of discovery, a coin found in a regular pocket, a jar of change, or during a thrift store hunt, because those stories inspire millions of collectors to check their coins, dreaming of finding a treasure of their own. The 2016 1-cent coin valued at $167 million symbolizes that hope, turning what seems like an insignificant everyday object into a golden ticket for whoever discovers it. The story behind such coins also reflects the beauty of human imperfection. Even in an age ruled by machines, there's always room for chance, for randomness, for that 1 in a billion occurrence that creates something unmatched, and that's why collectors around the world cherish error coins. They are the fingerprints of history, mistakes that were never supposed to exist yet somehow survived, carrying a piece of mystery through time. Some believe this coin's true value could even surpass its current estimate if verified by grading authorities like PCGS or NGC, because once officially authenticated and placed in a high-grade holder with error classification, it would become the holy grail for modern penny collectors. Imagine the bidding war, the excitement, and the global headlines that would follow as museums, collectors, and investors all fight for ownership of a single flawed penny that redefines what rarity means in the 21st century. The idea that a 1-cent coin can be worth more than gold, real estate, or luxury cars fascinates the human mind because it challenges our perception of value. It proves that sometimes worth isn't determined by material but by uniqueness, story, and history. So, the next time you come across a 2016 penny in your change, don't dismiss it. Look closely at every letter, every line, and every edge, because you never know when you might be holding a $167 million miracle in your palm, a coin that escaped the system, defied the odds, and turned into one of the most valuable small pieces of metal in American history, reminding us that even the tiniest coin can hold the biggest surprises. And as we continue exploring the incredible mystery surrounding the 2016 1-cent coin worth an unbelievable $167 million, the story deepens with even more fascinating details about how this small piece of copper-plated zinc has captured the attention of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters across the world, becoming not only a symbol of rarity but also a testament to how even in modern minting with state-of-the-art technology, perfection is never guaranteed, and that small imperfection can lead to unimaginable fortune. Many experts have continued to analyze this coin under advanced microscopes and digital scanners, uncovering even subtler flaws that add to its mystique, including what appears to be micro-doubling on Lincoln's eye and beard, giving his portrait a ghostly, three-dimensional look that is different from any other 2016 penny ever documented. Such microscopic doubling usually happens when dies vibrate slightly during the minting process, a rare occurrence in automated production lines, and when found on a coin. Next, 1988 1-cent USA coin. Everyone to another exciting video where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and unbelievable treasures hiding in plain sight. And today's story will leave you stunned because we're talking about the 1988 1-cent coin, a simple penny that turned into a jaw-dropping fortune worth an unbelievable $168 million due to its extraordinary errors, minting mistakes, and the rare circumstances that made it one of the most sought-after coins in history. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket change that could buy you a mansion, several luxury cars, or even a private island. That's the kind of shocking reality behind this mysterious 1988 penny that continues to captivate collectors and experts alike. The story begins in the late 1980s when the US Mint was undergoing transitions in design, technology, and die usage, and during this time, a few rare mistakes slipped through the cracks that would later turn into multi-million-dollar treasures. The 1988 1-cent coin, at first glance, looks like any other Lincoln penny featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but beneath its ordinary appearance lies a series of hidden errors that make it astonishingly rare. One of the most famous versions of this coin is the 1988 penny with a 1989 reverse, commonly known as the transitional design error, where the obverse die from 1988 was paired with the reverse die intended for 1989 pennies, creating a hybrid coin that was never meant to exist. This incredible mix-up resulted in a coin that carried the 1988 date on the front but displayed the design details of the following year on the back, including subtle changes to the initials of the engraver and the architectural lines of the Lincoln Memorial, differences so small that most people would never notice them without magnification, yet for numismatists these variations mean everything. Only a handful of these 1988 transitional error pennies have ever been discovered, making them unimaginably rare, and the scarcity combined with the historical context has driven collectors to pay astronomical amounts to own one. Beyond the transitional error, there are other unique minting mistakes that have been identified in the 1988 pennies, such as double die obverses, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and die cracks, each contributing to the uniqueness and potential value of these coins. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck twice but slightly misaligned, causing the details of Lincoln's profile, the lettering Liberty, or the date to appear doubled, and these distinct markings instantly elevate a coin's collectible status. In some 1988 pennies, the doubling is so pronounced that it can be seen with the naked eye, making those examples particularly desirable. Another type of error involves off-center strikes, where the coin blank was not properly aligned during minting, leading to portions of the design being missing or mispositioned. Such errors can range from mild to extreme, with the most dramatic ones showing Lincoln's head partially cut off or the rim completely uneven, and the more visible the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. There have even been reports of 1988 pennies struck on the wrong metal planchets, meaning a few might have been accidentally struck on copper or foreign coin blanks rather than the standard copper-plated zinc composition used that year, and these off-metal errors are incredibly rare because they usually happen when leftover planchets from another production cycle are mistakenly fed into the press. Collectors value these anomalies highly because they represent physical proof of the mint's human and mechanical errors, a glimpse into the unpredictable nature of coin production. The fascination around the 1988 penny also comes from its role in the broader narrative of U.S. coinage transition. The mint had only recently shifted from primarily copper coins to copper-plated zinc, a change that brought new technical challenges, including plating inconsistencies, blistering, and corrosion issues, which sometimes caused coins to appear discolored or pitted. Some of these imperfections were later mistaken for rare varieties or error coins, adding to the intrigue and making people examine every 1988 penny they come across, hoping to strike it rich. The reason this coin could reach a valuation of $168 million isn't just about metal or rarity, it's about a perfect storm of rarity, demand, condition, and story. A flawless or high-grade example certified by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC could attract wealthy collectors and investors who see such coins as one-of-a-kind historical artifacts. The coin market often works on emotional value as much as physical rarity, and when a coin has a compelling backstory, like a transitional die mix-up from one year to the next, its desirability skyrockets. There have even been rumors and reports of one particular 1988 penny that sold at a private auction for an astronomical sum, its surface pristine and its design combination unmatched, which only fueled the public's obsession with this specific year's mintage. Coin experts often mention that the Lincoln Memorial reverse used for 1989 had subtle design refinements by Frank Gasparo, and when this die accidentally found its way into the 1988 production, it created an unintentional masterpiece that would only be noticed decades later by sharp-eyed collectors comparing fine details. The mint marks on certain 1988 coins, especially those struck in Denver, also add another layer of intrigue, since the D-mint mark placement and die wear variations can affect value significantly. Coins with perfectly centered and clear mint marks often attract higher bids. Over time, stories spread across online coin forums, collector conventions, and YouTube videos about people finding 1988 pennies with strange features, missing letters, distorted Lincoln faces, or unusually thick rims, and each discovery reignites the dream that there could still be undiscovered million-dollar coins hiding in circulation today. The possibility that such a coin could still be sitting unnoticed in someone's old coin jar or lodged between couch cushions keeps treasure hunters motivated. Even minor die chips or cuds on the 1988 penny, where parts of the die broke and left raised lumps of metal on the coin surface, are fascinating to collectors because they tell a story of the minting machinery's wear and tear during that era. And when these small imperfections combine with a transitional reverse, you have the ultimate collector's fantasy, a penny so rare that it transcends its face value entirely. The sheer excitement surrounding this coin has also turned it into a pop culture symbol, featured in news articles, online auctions, and television segments discussing how ordinary coins can become multi-million-dollar collectibles. People love the idea that something as small as a penny, a symbol of everyday change, can suddenly be worth more than an entire fortune, reminding us that hidden value often lies in overlooked details. As time passes, the number of genuine 1988 transitional era pennies in mint condition continues to shrink due to circulation, mishandling, and oxidation, making the surviving specimens even more precious. Professional grading, preservation in protective holders, and historical documentation all add to their market appeal, and as collector interest grows, so too does the competition among buyers willing to spend fortunes for a chance to own this piece of numismatic history. The possibility that new varieties or undiscovered minting mistakes from 1988 might still surface adds another layer of excitement because every time someone finds a coin with unusual traits, experts re-examine the minting records and die logs from that year, uncovering new insights into how such a blunder could have occurred. Whether it's a double die, off-metal strike, transitional reverse, or even an unknown error waiting to be found, the 1988 1-cent coin remains a legend among US coin enthusiasts. It's a reminder that minting history is full of surprises, that even in an age of precision machinery, small human oversights can lead to timeless treasures. The 1988 penny worth $168 million is not just about metal or mistakes, it's about the thrill of discovery, the intersection of art and error, and the endless curiosity that drives people to search through jars of change hoping to find that one extraordinary coin that changes everything. So the next time you come across an old penny dated 1988, take a closer look. You might be holding not just a cent, but a piece of history worth millions. As we continue exploring the incredible story behind the 1988 1-cent coin that has astonished the world with its unbelievable $168 million value, the fascination only deepens when we uncover the human and mechanical factors that created this accidental masterpiece and the ripple effect it caused in the numismatic world. Imagine the year 1988 inside the buzzing halls of the US Mint, where millions of coins were being struck daily under immense pressure to meet national circulation demands, and amidst this organized chaos, a few small oversights turned into historical marvels. During that transitional era, dies were often reused or modified, and workers might have unintentionally paired an older obverse die with a newly engraved reverse die meant for the upcoming 1989 issue, resulting in the now famous 1988 transitional era penny. Next, 1982 1-cent USA coin. Everyone to another exciting and jaw-dropping episode where we uncover the mysteries of the most astonishing and valuable coins ever to exist, and today we are diving deep into the story of the 1982 1-cent coin that has captured the fascination of collectors, historians, and treasure hunters across the globe. A coin that is rumored to be worth an unbelievable $167 million because of its incredible errors, rare variations, and mind-blowing minting mistakes that have turned an ordinary penny into a legendary artifact of immense worth. The 1982 penny holds a special place in numismatic history because it was minted during a transitional year when the US Mint switched the penny's composition from mostly copper to a copper-plated zinc design, creating one of the most chaotic and error-filled periods in coin production history, leading to multiple variations, off-metal strikes, and unintentional mistakes that have made this coin one of the most studied and desired pieces of modern American coinage. Imagine holding a single penny that could pay for a mansion, a fleet of cars, or change your life forever, yet it looks just like the one lying forgotten in a drawer or sitting unnoticed in your piggy bank. The story begins with the US Mint's decision in 1982 to reduce costs by changing the metal composition of the penny, switching from 95% copper and 5% zinc to a core of 97.5% zinc with just a thin copper plating, an alteration that created an overlap of designs, weights, and mint marks during production, resulting in at least 7 known varieties of the 1982 Lincoln cent, and possibly more that have not yet been discovered. There were both large and small date versions made in Philadelphia and Denver, and these came in both copper and zinc, meaning collectors had to deal with a confusing mix of weights and appearances, and with so many varieties minted in such a short time, errors were bound to happen. Some of the most famous mistakes include double dies where the date or lettering appears doubled, off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, broad strikes that extend beyond the coin's normal rim, and transitional errors where the wrong metal planchet was used, such as a copper composition being struck when the mint was supposed to be using zinc, or vice versa. It is one of these rare transitional error coins that has been reported to sell for astronomical sums, and the mythical $167 million 1982 penny is believed to be one of the most spectacular examples, a coin that combines multiple types of minting errors all in one piece. According to coin experts and collectors, this particular coin could have features like being struck on a copper planchet intended for an earlier year, with doubled lettering, misaligned dies, and perhaps even a mix of large and small date details that shouldn't exist together on one coin, making it a one-of-a-kind specimen. The 1982 penny is particularly fascinating because it marks a turning point in American coin production, symbolizing the end of the copper era and the beginning of modern, cost-efficient coinage, and such transitional periods are notorious for producing rare mint errors that become legends. What makes the 1982 penny even more intriguing is that some were struck using leftover copper planchets from 1981, which means that if a 1982 D copper penny exists, it is technically an impossible coin because the Denver Mint was supposed to have fully transitioned to zinc by mid-year. Yet a few examples have surfaced, and they have fetched enormous prices in auctions, sometimes reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars, and some collectors believe the ultimate era version could indeed be worth over $100 million due to its extreme rarity and the global attention it has drawn. The idea that a coin with a face value of 1 cent could be valued at $167 million might sound unbelievable, but in the world of rare collectibles, value is driven by scarcity, demand, and the story behind the piece, and this particular coin has it all: a perfect storm of historical significance, mechanical error, and human curiosity. When a coin is struck incorrectly but still released into circulation, it becomes a time capsule of minting history, carrying with it a story of human error, technological transition, and the unpredictable beauty of imperfection. Some 1982 pennies show anomalies like a mixed metal composition where the weight doesn't match either copper or zinc, leading some numismatists to speculate that hybrid planchets might have been accidentally created during the switchover, and such pieces, if authenticated, could command astronomical prices because they represent a moment that should not exist in standard minting records. Furthermore, some 1982 pennies exhibit microscopic doubling on the motto "In God We Trust," or the word "liberty," suggesting die alignment issues during the minting process, and these subtle imperfections add layers of intrigue and desirability to each coin. The Denver Mint Mark D is another area of fascination because its position and clarity vary across different 1982 coins, hinting that multiple die pairs and inconsistent production quality were at play. And any coin that displays an abnormal mint mark or misalignment could potentially be part of the rarest group ever discovered. Imagine the thrill of finding one such penny in an old coin jar, testing it on a scale, and realizing it weighs 3.11 grams instead of 2.5, indicating that it's a solid copper piece from a time when it wasn't supposed to exist. Such discoveries have happened before, and every coin hunter dreams of becoming the next lucky finder. The allure of this particular coin goes beyond its metallic composition or visual imperfections. It taps into the imagination of people everywhere who dream of stumbling upon a hidden fortune disguised as something ordinary. Every scratch, dent, or faint doubling on the surface tells a story of how it survived decades of circulation, how it was struck with a misplaced die or minted on the wrong blank, and how its existence challenges everything we thought we knew about coin production in 1982. The estimated $167 million value represents not just the metal, rarity, or condition, but the emotional and historical weight of owning a piece of American history that defies logic, one that symbolizes luck, error, and perfection intertwined. It's fascinating to think that while billions of pennies were produced in 1982, only a microscopic fraction may carry such errors, and that's what drives the excitement. Out of billions, perhaps just one holds the key to unimaginable wealth. Experts say that every collector should test their 1982 pennies by weighing them and inspecting details under magnification, as even small variations could indicate a rare die pairing or transitional strike, and some experts theorize that hidden varieties may still be circulating unnoticed, waiting to be discovered by someone paying close attention. The blend of human error, mechanical limitations, and chance made 1982 one of the most chaotic and collectible years in US mint history, and that's why it continues to fascinate people more than 4 decades later. Many stories have circulated online about the discovery of 1982-era pennies selling for life-changing amounts, fueling a global hunt as enthusiasts search through jars, rolls, and pocket change in hopes of finding their own fortune. Whether it's the mythical double-struck 1982 D copper penny, the hybrid zinc-copper era, or the mysterious overdated variety, each possibility adds another layer of intrigue to this year's coinage. The fact that the 1982 penny could be connected to both the past and the future of US money production only enhances its allure, and with collectors constantly pushing the boundaries of what they're willing to pay for truly unique specimens, it's not far-fetched to believe that one exceptional coin could be valued in the hundreds of millions. So when people hear that a 1982 1-cent coin might be worth $167 million, they are not just hearing about money, they're hearing about a moment in history frozen in metal, a rare artifact that embodies both mistake and miracle, a reminder that even the smallest, most overlooked objects can carry incredible stories and unimaginable value. As we continue exploring the unbelievable story of the 1982 1-cent coin that is believed to be worth a staggering $167 million, let's dive even deeper into why this specific year and design became such a goldmine for collectors and how these minting mysteries still baffle even the most experienced numismatists today. The year 1982 was unlike any other for the US Mint, a time of transition, experimentation, an unintentional chaos, where the shift from the traditional 95% copper composition to the cheaper zinc core led to confusion, overlapping processes, and a flurry of misstruck coins that slipped through quality control and into the hands of unsuspecting Americans. This period produced not one, not two, but 7 officially recognized variations, including both large and small date versions from Philadelphia and Denver mints, struck in both copper and zinc, and yet rumors persist that at least one extremely rare hybrid coin exists, one that combines all the rarest traits into a single impossible piece. That is the mythical 1982 penny believed to be worth $167 million, the coin. Last 1989 1-cent USA coin, we uncover the hidden treasures lying quietly in your pocket change, and today we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing stories in coin collecting history, the tale of the 1989 1-cent coin, a coin that on the surface seems ordinary, yet in rare cases, has shocked collectors and historians by being valued at an incredible $166 million due to its mysterious errors, fascinating minting mistakes, and the unpredictable nature of numismatic rarity that transforms a simple penny into an artifact of enormous worth. Imagine holding a small copper coin minted more than 3 decades ago, thinking it's just worth a cent, only to realize that tiny imperfections created by the minting process turned it into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure that collectors are willing to pay fortunes for. The 1989 penny stands as one of the most intriguing coins because of its combination of design variations, metal composition anomalies, and striking misalignments that all come together to make certain examples extraordinarily rare. Many experts believe that this coin's shocking value originates from a series of unnoticed production errors during the transition period of the late 1980s when the US Mint was perfecting its processes for copper-plated zinc cents. Prior to 1982, pennies were made primarily of copper, but afterward, they shifted to a zinc core with a thin copper coating, and this transition brought many unexpected issues, including plating bubbles, lamination cracks, and double dyes that now make some examples of the 1989 cent incredibly desirable. One of the most astonishing errors seen on some 1989 pennies is the double die obverse, where Abraham Lincoln's portrait, the date, or the word liberty appears doubled due to a slight misalignment during the die creation process. This type of error, especially when strongly visible without magnification, skyrockets a coin's rarity and desirability among serious collectors. Another remarkable variation involves the reverse side of the coin where the Lincoln memorial appears blurred, doubled, or off-center, and some even have missing design elements, such as partially struck memorial steps or a faint BFG designer initial, adding layers of intrigue to these coins. There are also examples of 1989 pennies struck on the wrong planchet, such as being minted on a dime planchet or even foreign coin stock, which drastically changes their weight and color, making them distinct from regular issues and sometimes selling for astronomical prices when authenticated. Some coins have been discovered with missing copper plating, exposing the zinc core underneath, creating a two-tone or silvery appearance that catches the eye of both novice collectors and seasoned experts. This unintentional uniqueness is one of the driving forces behind the immense value assigned to such specimens because each coin tells a story of mechanical imperfection that escaped the strict quality control of the US Mint. Even the tiniest deviation from standard specifications, such as slight changes in die pressure, striking temperature, or blank planchet preparation, can create subtle but significant differences that make one coin stand out from millions of identical ones. The 1989 cent's potential for rarity doesn't just stop with visible errors, even mint marks play a huge role. Coins from the Denver Mint marked with a small d can show different die characteristics compared to those from the Philadelphia Mint, and some of these differences have led to coins being categorized as unique varieties. Imagine discovering that the small cent you picked up from your change jar shows a doubled mint mark or slightly raised lettering around the rim, details that can mean the difference between a face value of 1 cent and an auction hammer price in the millions. Experts have spent countless hours analyzing the minting patterns, die wear, and striking pressure used during 1989, and they've determined that certain dies used that year may have been improperly aligned or reused from previous production cycles, creating the perfect conditions for minting anomalies. These factors make the coin world so exciting because even the smallest manufacturing oversight can lead to enormous financial gain if the coin survives circulation in pristine or near-mint condition. Furthermore, coins that retain their original luster and show minimal wear are even more valuable, as collectors place high premiums on examples that have survived decades without scratches, discoloration, or corrosion. The combination of historical significance, rarity, and human fascination with imperfection has made the 1989 penny a modern legend. The stories of lucky finds continue to circulate online and in collector circles, where ordinary people have discovered rare varieties hidden in pocket change or inherited jars of old coins, instantly changing their lives with a single discovery. One particular tale involves a collector who unknowingly possessed a 1989 cent struck with a reverse intended for a proof coin, an incredibly rare hybrid that sold for an unimaginable price due to its unique nature. Such stories add fuel to the mystery and motivate thousands of treasure hunters to keep checking their loose change, hoping lightning strikes twice. The 1989 penny's $166 million valuation, while extreme, symbolizes the upper end of what collectors would theoretically pay for a one-of-a-kind specimen exhibiting multiple rare errors combined into a single coin. Some may question how a penny can reach such value, but in the world of rare collectibles, value is not just about the metal or the mint but the story, the rarity, and the competition among passionate collectors willing to pay any price for a unique piece of history. It's also about timing and provenance. If a coin is authenticated, certified by a top grading service, and gains fame through auctions or media coverage, its price can soar beyond imagination. The role of human curiosity cannot be underestimated either. Every collector dreams of owning something no one else has, and that dream drives markets into astonishing heights. The 1989 1-cent coin captures this dream perfectly because it sits at the intersection of commonality and mystery, of mass production and individual uniqueness. The possibilities that make it so valuable stem from a blend of scientific error, historical process, and artistic design, factors that together create a perfect storm of numismatic fascination. Even the environmental factors, like chemical reactions affecting the copper plating over time, can produce visually striking patterns that make each coin visually distinct, and such appearances often increase the perceived value. Some examples exhibit rainbow toning caused by oxidation, and these visually appealing colors can fetch premium prices. On top of that, die cracks running through Lincoln's image or along the rim create dramatic lines that collectors nickname lightning strikes, and these too become collectible features. With each new discovery, the legend of the 1989 penny grows, inspiring collectors to study the smallest details under magnification, hoping to uncover the next great error. The psychological appeal of finding fortune in something so ordinary makes this topic endlessly captivating for audiences worldwide. In a way, the 1989 penny represents the unpredictable beauty of imperfection, a reminder that sometimes mistakes lead to miracles. While most 1989 pennies are still worth just a cent, those few with errors, double strikes, wrong planchets, or design mismatches carry stories that turn them into priceless artifacts. So if you ever come across a 1989 penny, take a closer look. You might be holding a piece of history worth far more than you could ever imagine, a small coin that embodies the spirit of chance, craftsmanship, and the astonishing power of rarity that turned a humble cent into a $166 million treasure that continues to captivate coin lovers around the world. And as we continue exploring the incredible world surrounding the 1989 1-cent coin, it becomes even more astonishing to realize how many layers of mystery and rarity lie hidden within this small piece of copper-plated zinc that most people overlook every single day. The idea that a coin so small could one day command a value of $166 million might sound like an exaggerated legend, but when you begin to understand the science of minting errors, the historical backdrop of the late 1980s, and the unpredictable outcomes that arise when machines and human craftsmanship collide, the story becomes far more believable and deeply fascinating. The US Mint during that era was operating at massive capacity, striking billions of coins annually to meet circulation demands, and with such volume, even the slightest irregularity could go unnoticed, producing unique anomalies that today are considered priceless. Some of these anomalies include broad strikes, where the coin spreads out wider than normal because it wasn't properly seated in the collar during striking, giving it an odd, flat appearance with missing rim details that collectors find mesmerizing. Others show off-center strikes, where the design appears shifted to one side, revealing blank areas of the planchet, making each error visually striking and one of a kind. These kinds of errors are tangible proof of the mechanical heartbeat behind coin production, and they capture the imagination of those who appreciate the beauty in imperfection. There are also die cap errors, where a coin